So hi everyone, and welcome to a bit of a longer video for your Pilates this week. So we're going to stand. I want you to get a ball. I've got the spiky ball that we use in class, so if you have one of those then great. If you don't, there are ways to improvise. You can always get someone in your life ever played golf, get yourself a golf ball, tennis ball, anything you can find, something that you can use your foot on. So I'm starting with a spiky ball. I'm going to do the golf ball on the other side. And I'm going to go through what we would do in class. Bear in mind, if you're using a golf ball, you're going to have to go easier. There's not much give in a golf ball. There's more give in a tennis ball or a spiky ball. And you're starting by rolling out your feet. Waking up all those wee sensors on the soles of your feet. Just getting them alive. If you're a little bit crazy like me and you've been doing acres of walking barefoot, then those wee sensors might already be quite awake. But if you haven't been doing so much of that, this might feel really lovely, just getting your feet moving again. From there, let's take it into our overs and backs. You can totally do this with a golf ball as well. You're bringing your toes towards your nose, let your heel come down, letting your toes touch in front. Trying to keep that knee long, trying to stand strong into that opposite hip, so don't hang into it. Make sure you're standing tall. And you might need that ball out in front of you a wee bit. If you can see me sideways, hopefully you can still see, you can. You can see how far out in front that is and how much movement you're trying to get through your ankle. Topping in front, really pointing, really drawing those toes up towards you. So you're alternating sides, or alternating directions, just really moving. You might feel your calf muscles start to wake up. You might find your standing hips start to wake up if it's been a wee while. And then squash the ball, or just have the golf ball underneath the base of all your toes. Your heel rests down, that's kind of like your pivot, and you roll one side to the other. So as you roll one way, the inside edge of your foot comes down. As you roll the other way, the outside edge of your foot comes down. Remember, if you've got a bigger ball, like a tennis ball, something like that, you're really trying to mould your foot round the shape of that. Keeping your heel down for balance, making sure you're still standing into that supporting hip. And if I turn front ways, just to show you what you're doing, you're trying to avoid this kind of windscreen wiper thing. And you're really trying to bring that inside edge, that medial border of your foot, and that lateral border of your foot. Again, that knee stays pretty long. And you're just getting that ankle moving, but also your foot. Remember, 26 bones in each foot, 33 joints, which is almost the same as what you've got in each hand. So let's use them. And then from there, can you grab into whatever it is that you're using? Really make a fist with those toes, not a half-hearted fist, a real effort fist with your toes. Really grab on and then let go. I'm not so good at spreading my toes, you might be even better. Let them go wide. And then grab in, grab in, grab in. Really make a fist with your foot. And then let go, let them go wide. One more, grab in and let go. And then from there, whatever it is that you're using, you can try and pick it up. Doesn't matter if it lifts, you know the score. If you don't have a ball, or if a tennis ball is proving impossible to try and lift, which it probably would do, get yourself something, face cloth, sock, even something that you can lift. And I don't mind if it doesn't go anywhere off the floor. You're still trying to get all those muscles within your foot, all those little intrinsic muscles working, and get it lifting. And then the last bit of a roll. Remember, if you're using a golf ball, go easy. There's no give in it, but you're really rolling along the arch of that foot. So if I turn sideways, so hopefully you can see, you're really, if you've got a spiky ball or a ball with give in it, use quite a bit of pressure as you roll along the arch of your foot, all that fascia that gives you all that fantastic functionality in your foot. And then stand that foot down. And hopefully it feels a bit more awake than your mate. Your other hip might be telling you all about it. Let's go the other foot. So starting with just a bit of rolling back and forth. So I've decided bit of torture with a golf ball on this side, just to sort of show you that you don't have to have all the equipment. You can always look about the house, you'll find something. So rolling back and forth, just getting the sole of your foot a little bit awake. Oh, it's definitely not as nice as a spiky. Maybe that means it's doing me more good, eh? And then you're over and back. So you don't have as far to go here, it's not as dramatic, but you're still doing it. So you're still bringing your toes to your nose and you're still pointing your foot away. You really have to put more effort into it because it doesn't go as far. So really draw your toes up towards your nose. You're nearly even trying to lift your foot off that golf ball. And then the other direction, point away. Try not to take much weight through that leg, it'll be tempting, but try not to. Try to keep your weight on the other leg. So you're over and back and over and back. If I turn sideways, you'll be able to see you're going over and you're going back. You're standing into that supporting hip, supporting leg, over and back and over and back, getting your ankle moving. Golf ball really is quite wee for this, but you'll find something that works. And then let's get our side to side stuff going on. So rest your heel down, ball is in behind the base of all your toes. Oh, it's going to escape. Roll to one side, roll to the other side. It keeps escaping. Just means we've got to chase it around the floor to try and bring it back. So you're changing the shape of your foot as you roll it one way, roll it the other. There we go, that's a bit better. Holding it a bit further back on my foot, it's kind of making it stay put. This is known as being adaptable, making it up as you go along. Definitely not that, no, being adaptable. But the whole point is that you're moving your foot, so whatever it takes to get you doing that. Remember, if you go around in shoes all day, every day, your foot doesn't get a chance to do all this adapting, this kind of moving to its environment, because your shoe does it. Your shoe's all squishy, most of them. It's got a real, it's got a foam layer underneath or a gel layer. It's cushioned, running shoes, walking shoes are all about the cushioning. Let's get your foot doing some of that. It's designed to do it. Awful lot of evolution to get your foot doing what it can do, and then we go and stick a pair of shoes on it. So just getting it moving, and then grabbing in with all your toes and letting go, and grabbing in with all your toes, making that fist, and let it go. This ball keeps escaping. Grabbing in with all your toes, making a really, really good fist, and then letting it go. And then we're going to try lifting, which I think I can do with a golf ball in this foot. Maybe not, but like I said, it doesn't matter if it goes anywhere or not. You're still just trying to get it, trying to get that gripping action, so getting all those intrinsic muscles of your feet working. Trying to lift. Oh, nearly. Come back. Have a play. So, the good news is, there we go. Good news is I get to do all my musings while I'm talking to you in this longer video as well. So, yesterday I, as usual, didn't wear shoes for very long, but what I was doing was standing beside a thing of stones in the driveway, just gravelly stones. So while I was standing there talking nonsense to people, I was sitting lifting bits of gravel and setting them back down again. And my neighbours thought I was absolutely mental, but at least I was getting my feet moving, a wee bit of bonus exercise, which is kind of what we're about here. There we go, now we've got it. So you're lifting, letting it go. And then let's get along the arch of your foot. So, remember, if you've got a spiky ball, you're going to get a lot more give in it, so you can really get tacked into this. Maybe not so much fun with a golf ball, but you're waking up that plantar fascia along the arch of your foot, just rolling back and forth, thinking about how much work you've got going through the other leg. And then stand that foot down, ball out of the way, make sure you're not going to trip on it, just a wee walk out through those feet, let those ankles chill out, and then from there, I'm just going to back off a bit because I want you to see my arms. Feet hip distance apart, standing up tall. Let your arms hang down by your side. Think about your pelvis and your rib cage and your head. Can you stack those three guys on top of each other? So your pelvis is perched on top of your legs, your rib cage is balanced on top of that, and your head is balanced on top of that. And then from there we're taking it into some arm circles. So you're breathing in as you circle round, and you're breathing out as you close down. In as you circle round, and out as you close down. You can see I'm not using any weights. You can add weights if you want. Wouldn't go for anything heavy. The weights we tend to use in class are about £1 pound, so half a kilo, which, as luck would have it, is the equivalent of a tin of beans, or a tin of soup if you prefer. What I would recommend is not dropping a tin of beans on your head and not dropping a tin of beans on your feet. That would not be a great idea. One more in this direction. So inhale, reach, reach, reach wide as you come round, and exhale, close it down. From there you're changing direction. So inhale as you reach up, and exhale to reach, circle wide. Now I'm hitting the wall, the circles have got a bit bigger. So inhale up, and exhale round, keeping going. I'm just going to turn sideways because I want you to watch. As you inhale up, try to keep that rib cage under control and circle round. So your circle is slightly in front of you the whole time. I could go way bigger, but can you see my rib cage is coming out, my shoulders are going all weird? Which is perfectly valid, but not what we're trying to do right now. So you're trying to keep that rib cage under control. Your arms go to wherever they go to, which might be here, and then circle it round. One more. Inhale up, and exhale, circle it round. Then from there, find yourself a wall, a door, something to lean against. Feet hip distance apart. Slide down your wall and lean against it. So if you can, your hips are going to be in line with your knees, as in a right angle here, which is hopefully roughly where I am. You can be higher. There is no problem with being higher. Probably avoid lower at this stage, so make that 90-degree angle the limit of where you're going to. My feet have crept a wee bit wider than hip distance apart, which is not the end of the world. It means they're nice and solid, thighs working, glutes working, feet active. Let yourself settle there a wee second, so just notice what bits of your body are in contact with the wall. For me, the back of my pelvis is in contact, the back of my rib cage, back of my head isn't. It's not far off it. You might want to draw your head back a wee bit without forcing it and just see where you are. You might be much more tucked under, you might be more arched. See if you can find yourself a middle position. And then from there we're taking it into ribcage closure. So as you inhale, your arms come up, and as you exhale, long elbows, your arms come overhead. Inhale forward, and exhale down, press the wall behind you. So as you come up, you breathe in. As you come overhead, your arms are not going to reach that wall unless you've got amazing shoulder mobility, which most of us do not. So you're trying to keep all those contact points in contact with the wall. What will try to happen is your rib cage will try to come away. Right now I'm regretting sitting quite so low because my thighs are starting to complain. I was out for a run this morning, so that's my excuse. Is that my thighs have already worked. They're really starting to feel the challenge right now. Can you see them starting to shake? I'm looking at a mirror so I can see them shaking. It's a little bit alarming. One more. Inhale, breathe up, in. Exhale, overhead. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Push yourself all the way back up to standing. Just give your shoulders a wee roll. And the other way. And then from there, get yourself a block. Maybe a couple of books. Something that is about an inch or an inch and a half tall. Something of that order. And we're into our pelvic lists. So you're standing one foot on. Your other leg is free in space. You're level. And just get an idea of what that feels like. Can you stand up a little bit taller, a little bit straighter? Really find that length right from your hips so you're not down into it. You're standing up out of it. And you're good and tall. And then from there, both knees stay straight. And what you're doing is keeping this leg absolutely still, but you're letting your other leg come down towards the floor. It's just going to graze off the floor, no weight through it, and then back up. So this is coming from this hip. And if you can see what's happening, we're level-ish here. By tilting and back up. Whoop. Tired legs. So down and back up. This control is from this hip. It is not because you're shortening on this side. This side stays long. You're letting your pelvis tilt, controlling it here, and then pressing into that supporting leg coming up. Good. There, 3 more. This does not take long to get a wee burn going if you're doing it right, if you've got that control from that hip. We do these in class, but we haven't done them obviously in a while. So you might find that you're a bit achy. This is your last one. Down and back up. Stand there for 1 more breath just to get that balance. And then stand down, other side. So find your balance first of all. Foot goes on, other leg is free in space. You're standing super tall. Watch that you don't end up leaning over to the side. You can bring your arms into it, wave them out whatever way you want to do if that makes you feel a bit more balanced. Both knees stay long. Listing down and back up. And listing down and back up. So you can see me wobbling a wee bit. As you get tired, you're going to wobble more. It is not the end of the world because the more you practice, the less you're going to wobble. Really keeping those legs straight, so your knee will try to bend. Your supporting knee will try to bend to get the movement from there, but that's not where it comes from. It comes from your nice level pelvis tilting. And the reason it tilts is because it's rotating on that ball and socket joint of that supporting leg. Let's have 2 more. So down you go. Press into that supporting leg back up. And press and back up. Take 1 more breath when you're standing there, standing there, standing there. And then step off. Block out of the way. Last couple of wee movements. Feet hip distance apart. Let your knees bend. With your knees staying bent, can you roll forward onto those toes? As far as you can go, let your big toes bend. Can you lengthen up and control back down? So you're bending, letting those knees go over your toes. Watch they don't collapse in. With your bent knees, roll forward. So this is where you're into a high, high, high pair of heels, really standing into your toes. Keep those high heels on as you rise up and then control back down. 1 more that direction, so bend. I'm deliberately going slow here and hopefully you'll feel quite a lot of your body working to control this movement. And let's go the other direction. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see what's happening. So the other direction, you're rising up. Try to go up as straight as you can rather than forward. Now you're in your high heels. You're in your high heels. Keep them on. Bend your knees. Let your heels come down and lengthen up. And again, rise up into your high heels. I think because I'm looking at myself in a mirror pointing this direction, suddenly the wobble has come on. So tall, 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 tall in your high heels. Keep them on. Bend your knees. So notice my heels stay away from that floor. Then they come down and they lengthen back up. 1 more. Rise up, up, up as straight as you can. Try not to tip forward. So you've still got that piece of string pulling you super tall. Bend your knees. Let your heels come down and lengthen back up from there. We corkscrew to finish. So standing super tall, breathe in. As you breathe out, your hands come behind your head. Breathe in, let your shoulders come up to your ears. Breathe out, let them come down. Breathe in, elbows come back. Breathing out, let your arms come wide. Let's have 1 more. If you want to add in some more Pilates, because this has all been standing, breathing out. Breathe in, then feel free. You've got loads of other weeks there. Breathe in, elbows back. Add 1 in, add 2 in. I wanted to give you a really nice overview of your standing Pilates because we do this pretty much at the start of every class and it's the kind of thing, we've done a lot of work to keep it moving, keep it going, get stronger, get our balance. So this is your chance just to remind yourself, oh yeah, we do all this. Our wee feet can work, our wee feet can get strong. So hopefully you can come back to it every couple of days if you're feeling enthusiastic, every couple of weeks, and work through those feet, work through those hips, get yourself standing a little bit taller, and hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you.